It sucks because today has legitimately been a really shitty day for me. Like, I know it's on me. I know what I'm getting into when I start up a session of this Let's Play. I wasn't expecting to find this relaxing and like, oh yeah, this is gonna cheer me up. I'm gonna feel great after I do this. But if I was at least getting some good runs in, I'd be feeling better about my day, and I don't. I feel worse, which sucks because it's been a real shitty day. Fuck it, why not? I'll get into it. I got a job offer today after sending dozens of job offers out into the void, waiting to hear back from literally anyone. I got an offer today for a job I've considered myself slightly underqualified for, but I was like, you know what? I can learn on the fly. It's going to be okay. I'm going to do great. Good benefits. Literally twice the salary of my previous job. And I am very thankful to have parents looking out for me, because I called my parents and I was like, exciting news. And they were like, that's so wonderful. It's so awesome. So proud of you. You deserve this. It's going to be great. And then surprisingly, the boomer of the situation is the one who thought to look into this. Because I brought up, like, yeah, it's really weird. It's a really turnaround process. They haven't run a background check on me or anything. It's a little weird how fast things have gone. And my mom thought to do a little bit more research, mostly because I think she was just curious about the company I was about to join. And then she called me again and said, hey, on the website it says to be on the lookout and say they're not hiring for that position you applied for. And I was like, well, maybe that just means they've already narrowed down the candidates and they know it's they took it off the website because of that. And she was like, well, it also says they're not associated with this email domain, a very similar email domain to what appears to be the official company, but that's not the official company. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty sketchy, especially because that's the domain I got the offer from. And then my mom sends me another article that's like, here are some of the common strategies that scammers use. They pretend to have to be offering you a job from a company you applied to, and they will ask for your personal information and then just leave you in the dust. And it listed off a couple more specific strategies that these sorts of scammers often use. And sure enough, the follow-up email to the employment offer started asking for a lot of the certain details that the article warned about. And yeah, I almost got. And I can thank my mom for looking into it and warning me, hey, this might not be legit. And it turns out it wasn't. So I didn't lose any money or anything. I almost did. I legitimately fully fell for it. And so it could legitimately be worse. They could have stolen a ton of money from me and a lot of my personal info. Still hurts that I've been looking for a job for 3 months and finally the dream one shows up, and in the span of about 20 minutes between getting the job offer and I get the job offer, and 20 minutes later I find out that it's all fake. It was all worthless. I was relieved and happy and exhilarated, and it was all for nothing because it was all fake. Just to fuck with me. I was tickled. Again, I love that my parents are in my corner, and I greatly appreciate my mom for looking further into it. And my mom's a religious person. I consider myself a religious person, but she's she's into it. And, you know, I grew up, a big part of my personality, and the reason it is the way it is, because I grew up, my mom saying, you know, love everyone, give everyone a chance, be kind-hearted. I got the good bits of Christianity in me, not all the shitty bits. My mom raised me in a very good way that focused on the good bits. And so it is often surprising to me, but also, like, I appreciate that you're going to bat for me, Mom, when she says things that she taught me to never say or even think, such as her reply of me saying, yeah, you're right, I think it's a scam. Her response, I'm so sorry, Bubby, this must really feel terrible. I hope there's a special place in hell for people who do things like this. Like, Mom, you told me you're never supposed to say that or think that about other people. Like, it's truly, like, fully appreciated. I love that she thinks that when I get taken advantage of. But also, holy shit, Mom, you're not supposed to say that, right? God, I love my parents. God, I love my family. It wasn't like, I've always loved my family, and I've always been appreciative of them. It wasn't until I got to college and started hearing other people's relationships with their parents that I realized, like, oh, I got lucky. There's shitty parents out there. There's really bad parents. And, like, if that's just anyone out there who's had a shitty, like, parent, I hope it doesn't sound like I don't know. It has made me retroactively worry about seeming not ungrateful. I'm very grateful to my parents, but I don't know, unaware of the fact that not all parents are great when I talk about my parents and how awesome they are. So yeah, anyone who's had a shitty parent, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. I hope you have found figures in your life who can take that role and perform it better. And I hope you're doing all right, despite the fact that you may have had a much worse time growing up than I did. I don't know. I'm getting weirdly deep, but sometimes, you know, every once in a while when things like this happen, I will get very, very, like, up in my feelings about why the fuck did that happen? It was dumb of me, but also Link just kind of digressed himself into that corner and did nothing to help himself. Like, I was trying to climb out of it, and the weirdness of the geometry made Link go, no, I'm good down here. This is fine. I don't want to climb that. But yeah, it has made me more grateful over the years to become aware of how lucky I am that my parents are as awesome as they are. That was mostly the end of the thought, and I got interrupted by Link fucking dying. And I'm going to leave you alone now. Sure. Wish Link could have swung the sword better than he did, but sometimes he just doesn't. I'm legitimately curious. I don't regret this, because my laptop truly cannot handle it. But I'm curious, if I were streaming this, would I feel more encouraged? I'm hopeful that this happened in The Witness, and it's no one's fault. No one knows what my recording schedule is like and how long it takes me to actually upload stuff. I mean, I do talk about it fairly frequently, but I don't think I talked about it in The Witness, which is when I was getting a ton of new viewers, so they wouldn't be familiar. But, like, yeah, I fully recorded the entirety of The Witness before I uploaded episode 1, and it's probably going to be similar with this Let's Play. And it's always, I appreciate it, because it's just people trying to help and be friendly. And I'm not making fun of them for being unaware of how I work. But it's still a little bit funny to me how many comments are giving me tips and advice and stuff. And it's like, girl, I beat this game 4 months ago. It just takes me a long time to upload. And so I'm curious. I like being able to figure things out for myself, which is another reason why I prefer Let's Playing to streaming. I don't want people just giving me the answers in the comments. But I am curious in terms of just sheer encouragement, how much better I would feel about this Let's Play if I were streaming it and getting live feedback. I don't know if it would make much of a difference, but I'm curious if I would feel invigorated by every once in a while someone commenting like, "You got this, don't give up." Or alternatively, people going, this is pretty much impossible, you should give up. Which ironically would probably make me more likely to keep going than the encouraging comments. Fuck you, man. I was trying to target you, and the game just doesn't understand how to target. This game's targeting system actually is bad, legitimately. I'm still enjoying this game quite a bit, but I'm starting to identify very specific flaws. And they're flaws that are accentuated by the format of this Let's Play. But the targeting system is god-awful if there's more than 4 enemies on screen at once, because there's no possible way to target the enemy you actually want to. And I haven't experimented all that much, but I remember in some games, some Zelda games, you can tap the joystick to skip to another target. And I don't think this game has that feature. It might, and I'm too stupid to figure it out, and / I just haven't experimented enough to figure out how to do that. But to my knowledge, you can't do that. If Link targets a monster and it's not the one you want, you just have to press the target button again. And it's probably not going to be it again in this level, because there's 50 enemies. Target again. Uh-oh, you went back to the first guy again. Sorry, target again. It's bad. Is that all 4, or did I miss one? I missed one. Thank God I did not assume. I specifically remember in either Twilight Princess or Ocarina, maybe both, you have to... Fuck you. You have to strongly tap one of the joysticks in one direction. And you can't really do that with this control system, because it's set up differently. Built different, and not in a good way. I'm gonna die. Okay, there's a slight chance I could... Nope, you can't change the camera from this menu, which means I have no hope of targeting this asshole who is getting ready to punch me in the next quarter second, and I highly doubt I'll have time to run out of the way. I can try my best by holding down the sprint button and picking a direction, but oh boy, am I not confident about that. I think I'm going to get clocked in the head and die. Oh, right, I was out of stamina, so it didn't even fucking matter, and it's dumb that I survived that. Like... It was dumb. It was going to be dumb if I had died. It's even dumber that I survived. But I did, so sure. Fuck it. God. The cooldown's so long. Why? And you know, I would have done that if the idiot hadn't thrown his spear at me. And so now he's relying on tonguing me. He spits his tongue out at you. So it's a lot harder to get a flurry rush in because he's actually coming in to attack me with his arms / tail. It's actually usually a tail whip when they don't have their weapon anymore. He's doing that way less, so I had to rely on the spear to get him, just conventionally. Which leaves me wide fucking open to attack. If you're curious, the scam is that often it will be for a remote position. They will use platforms like LinkedIn and Indeed. The strategy that like I'll make sure the domain is correct. Because that was the telltale sign. The company that I was supposedly going to join, which is somewhat high profile, was like, hey, we've heard there are scammers using this email domain. That's not our email domain. So that was the clincher. But then the one that was like confirmed, oh, that is exactly what's going on here, is the, hey, once you sign the offer letter, we just want you to get some equipment to make sure you are all set for a remote, like work from home environment. You have all the equipment you need. We're going to send you an invoice for it. You can pay for it. And then once we get all of the paperwork set up and we have access to your bank account and everything, we'll pay you back for that. They won't do that, and presumably they will do much worse things with the fact that you just gave them the information to your bank account. So luckily, I am at the phase of, here, sign this super official employment letter, and after you do that, we'll send you the invoice for your equipment. I was one step away from falling for it. I probably would have taken pause because the list of equipment, they were like, you need to get all of this. We're sending you an invoice for all of it, and you have to order it. Truly an absurd amount of things. It would have been like, I think over $2,000 total. Is they were like, you need to get all of this equipment because that's required to work from home for our company. Even though I said in my little interview questions, I've already set up all my stuff so I can work from home effectively. Which was like also a weird like stipulation. If I had been like, no, I don't have any experience working from home, then they much more easily have the excuse of, oh, well, we'll reimburse any equipment that you buy for that. So the fact that like my interview was like, yeah, I'm all set to work from home already, don't need anything, and their scam relies on please buy this equipment so that you can work from home. I don't know, it was kind of dumb. You'd think they would have been, at that point, they would have been like, oh, maybe this guy's not a prime target. But I guess, you know, if it doesn't take much effort, it was worth the risk. But anyways, I like to think I would have started to feel more sketched out once I got the official thing asking me to buy a bunch of equipment I didn't need, and then we pinky swear we'll reimburse you once you are settled in. But I didn't need to worry about that. I and by I mean my mom, caught on to the charade before it was necessary for me to put those pieces together myself. So I'm gonna have my mom call the scammer and she'll be really angry with them. No, I'm going to report them to the federal government, is what I'm going to do. I doubt much will come of it, because I assume these scammers invented this particular email domain to be disposable, and I don't think I'm getting any actual contact information that will lead anyone to be able to find the true identity of these guys. but I sure am going to do my best to shut down this particular operation for this particular company, pretending to be this particular company, because it sucked, and I don't want anyone else to fall for that in the specific way that I did. So, anyways, that's why that's the specific reasons why my day has been shitty, and why I was hoping that this could be a nice pick me up. Again, not because I was expecting total instant success, but because I was expecting to follow the pattern of the last couple sessions of, hey, I'm making some progress, I'm getting better at this. But no, I've fully regressed. It's gotten worse. Every single shield has been destroyed. I truly don't know. I do think items despawn, but I truly don't know what causes them to. Ooh, that's another. He's standing on another knight's sword, which means I can throw this at him. Fuck you. Now he's still on top of it. I wanted to get some distance. I need to create distance between us. Can I just... Cool.